Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Vintage League emergency broadcast, reminding you to stay indoors, wash your hands, and love your mother. I'm your host, former one-year wonder Peyton Hillis.
I'm a fucking tank. Understand me, son? There's nothing you could do to affect me. Understand? I will fucking disrespect you and humiliate you fucking bastard, yeah. I'm a tank!
And I'm joined, as always, by my partner.
I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
R.I.P. Chris. Today I thought, let's do something different. You know, we've had drafts, we've had everything we know about. Let's get really bloody niche. A story so weird, a story so crazy that you couldn't possibly believe it, but it is true. A story so ridiculous it could only happen in America. I am, of course, talking about Adam Muema, the San Diego State running back coming out in 2013 and disappearing from the combine after one day. Where did he go? Nobody knows. Why did he go? Because God told him to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Adam Muema. Strap in. So, hold on. Reel it back a second. Who's Adam Muema and why should I care? A great question, and thank you for asking it. Adam Muema started playing football when he was 5 years old. Although the story goes, he barely understood the rules of the game. He got given the ball, ran the wrong way to his own goal line, realised at the last second, reversed field, went all Madden on it, started shrugging off tacklers, and ran the length of the field and scored a touchdown. He was special. He was a high school standout. He was religious, yes, but football came first. Everything going swimmingly in high school. Adam Muema smashing it on the football field, shrugging off tacklers. Get off me.
You can't stop me.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
In his senior year, he goes to a graduation party, and some guys come in who aren't invited, and Adam steps up, hero, says, "Sorry guys, can you get out?" Turns around, one of them, smash, right on his head with a baseball bat.
Smash, smash, smash!
Cracked his orbital bone and blurred his vision. On doctor's advice, he had to lie down for 2 weeks, 23 hours a day, in order for the injury to heal properly. And the doctors said, "Sorry, Adam, you're never playing professional football again." But his mum came in and she said, "Adam, who do you want to listen to? The doctors or God?"
Should not have said that.
And that is the moment things got a little bit dicey in this story. Coming into San Diego State, Adam had to redshirt his first year while his eye fully healed, but he was certain of the fact that if he had a good year in 2013, his junior season, he was leaving early. He was going to the NFL. He loved football, he loved God, but he was going. Muema crushed it at San Diego State, becoming the 4th leading rusher in school history. He amassed 2,955 yards with 34 touchdowns. That's Doug Martin Boise State numbers, and we all know how well that panned out. Muema decided to forego his final season, as he said he would, and his final game he rushed for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 49-24 Aztecs win over the University of Buffalo in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Yes, get your tickets now. So when all shook out, he'd had a stellar career at San Diego State, he'd recovered from a traumatic brain injury, and he loved Jesus. Who doesn't? He wasn't a first-round pick, he wasn't a second-round pick, but analysts were pretty sure he was going to end up somewhere between the 3rd and the 7th round. So, things are looking pretty good for Adam Muema. All you got to do is go to the combine, not trip over your feet, catch a couple balls, and cash in. Now at this point, let's leave Adam just before the combine and switch to Chicago, Illinois. 46-year-old Raymond Howard Lear is sitting in a jail cell after pleading guilty to battering his wife. Not the best start, Raymond, especially if you want to be God. He made 2 unsuccessful runs for office in Chicago. Now, cut to 2011, Raymond announces on YouTube that he's God.
My children, I am Rael. I am your king, and I am your lord, and I have arrived, as promised, to reclaim the throne of my father.
A bold strategy. When a light appeared in the sky over Jerusalem, grainy footage was uploaded to YouTube, and all the conspiracy theorists said, "Oh, it's a UFO," at which point, Raymond Howard Lear decided that was the moment that he came down to earth as Jesus Christ. It was all there. The light in the sky, Jerusalem, Jesus Christ. Connect the dots, and suddenly you're a cult leader.
I am your king.
Howard Lear, who refers to himself as Lord Rael, which for the sharp tax amongst you is Lear backwards, his following is called the Ecumenical Order of Christ, and they broadcast on rael.org, rael.net, and the Armageddon Broadcast Network. Cheery. The church originally was Luciferian, but it gets quite muddy because at some point they've referred to themselves as Jews, Muslims, and Catholics, so I'll let you come down whichever side of the fence you want on that one. New initiates have to take an online test and then go down to Sanctuary Interfaith in Mexico to be accepted as part of the cult, religion. So, we have Raymond Howard Lear angrily espousing the human race on YouTube, and we have standout San Diego State running back Adam Muema. Add them both to the same pot, and things get pretty spicy. So what happened? Muema essentially went underground. He left San Diego State, he cut off contact with his family and friends and his agent, and suddenly said, I don't want to do combine drills anymore, and I will not work out on the Sabbath. I mean, fair play, mate. It's the Lord's day. Muema said his reasons were religious and was taking directions from our old friend, Lord Rael on YouTube. Muema described Lord Rael on his Facebook page as the returned Christ, Lord Rael, also known as the Messiah, Yeshua to the Jews, Isa to the Muslims, and Jesus to the Christians, which is great because the church identifies as all four of those religions. There's an interesting story on the day of the Combine. There's a vicar in a church, maybe about a mile away from Lucas Oil Stadium. He comes in because he's prepping his sermon, and he sees a dude kneeling in the pews with a Combine lanyard around his neck. Muema said he'd been sat in the church all day. He was scared, he was stressed, and he felt like he had no one who he could trust apart from his mother. So what did he do? He put his faith in what he believed in most: numbers. He said that the night before he'd be reading his scriptures and cross-referencing with number charts, and specifically the number 8, which told him if he left the Combine, did no drills, then the Seahawks would draft him and he would wear number 8 as a running back, despite the fact 8 is reserved for quarterbacks, punters, and kickers. It's hard to fault your logic there, Adam. So he left the Combine and disappeared for 4 days. Family couldn't get a hold of him, agent couldn't get a hold of him, journalists couldn't get a hold of him, until he calls his friend and says, can you come and pick me up from Fort Lauderdale Airport in Florida? Bearing in mind he's disappeared in Indianapolis. His friend turns up at the airport and finds Muema in full Combine gear, looking like he hasn't really slept. And it turns out that Muema has spent 4 solid days in the airport. 4 days in Fort Lauderdale Airport. I can't spend 4 hours in Gatwick. And why did he do that? Because God told him to, obviously. This story obviously got tons of media attention and his phone started blowing up. So he started tweeting, which is always a good idea when you're believing in an evangelical man claiming he's Christ on YouTube. On February 24th, he tweeted, you guys are right. I am crazy. Crazy in love with Jesus. One day he'd post YouTube clips on Twitter or Facebook suggesting that the world was ending, and then the next day he'd be tweeting about what cleats he's going to wear for his pro day. Nobody knows. Is Adam Muema going to turn up for his pro day at San Diego State, or is he just going to vanish off the face of the earth? Funnily enough, Adam didn't turn up to his pro day. Various scouts turned up to his pro day, including the San Diego Chargers, who told his college coach, look, if he doesn't trip over his own feet, there's a chance we're going to bring him in for an evaluation. So it's an open goal. All Adam Muema has to do is turn up. And does he do it? No. That evening he posts on Twitter a picture of him with big glasses on and a robe saying, I heard you were looking for me. Later on that week, he uploaded a picture to his Instagram account taken of the pro day from behind the fence at the end of the field. Adam was there. Adam was there. He was watching all the scouts. Bit weird, but you do you, Adam. Due to all the media attention, Adam agreed to do an interview with Sports Illustrated. Talking to the journalist showed up, an address he gave, and it was a fake address, and Adam vanished off the face of the earth. There's reports he's in San Diego, there's reports he's in Covina, there's reports he's in Brazil, there's reports he's in Mexico, Sanctuary Interfaith. But the long and short of it is, Adam Muema vanished like a fart in the wind. You can find him now on Twitter, where he refers to himself as Cardinal Muema of Africa. Lord Rael goes from strength to strength with 5.5 thousand followers on YouTube. Are you kidding me? We have 200. maybe I should pretend I'm Jesus Christ and get Jamarcus Russell to re-enter the NFL draft. It's hard to say Adam made the wrong decision because he seems happy and well-adjusted, just a little bit delusional. However, L'Oreal is nuttier than a fruitcake. So there you have it. NVL emergency broadcast, one of the weirdest stories you'll ever hear. Adam Uwema star running back and a man pretending to be Jesus Christ. Hey, if it gets you through the quarantine, it gets you through the quarantine.
I am your king.